This is the city of Absalom, the city at the center of the world. Absalom is celebrating the Radiant Festival, a 3-month festival of epic proportions held once every 100 years. The celebration attracts all types: tourists, performers, merchants, inventors, as well as unsavory types, petty thieves, gangs, cults, and criminal enterprises. That's where we come in. We protect and serve. We are the Agents of Edgewatch.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat, Agents of Edgewatch. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, they face and fight the Bastard. Will they survive a cone of acid that can instantly kill any single one of them with a single hit? We will find out this week. So one thing I wanted to talk about this week is character classes and how important they are when you're, playing a game or listening to a game, like a podcast, because it turns out that by keeping John's character class a secret, that a lot of people are really annoyed. They do not like that we kept it secret. They want to know, what the heck is John playing? And I can tell you a few things about this. First of all, this was John's idea. He did not want a specific class to define what he is doing, because he has decided to play something unique. Much like Max Mayfield in Stranger Things, when they ask her what her class is going to be, and she says, I'm a Zoomer, and they're like, well, there's no such thing as a Zoomer. She says, well, I am a Zoomer, that's what I want to be. So that is kind of what John did. John's like, well, I kind of want to be a brawler. He kind of wants to be this character that can just fight and pick up weapons and armor and just use whatever he can find. And that's not really a monk. That's kind of a fighter, but not really. So that is what he wanted to build. He wanted to build this all-around class that is just like a badass brawler. And there actually is the brawler class in Pathfinder 1st Edition, which is, by the way, one of the hardest classes to play by a mile. It's very complex. But there's no such thing as a brawler. And I didn't want to invent a brand new class. So he decided to take something else. But he is running Dougie kind of like its own thing. He isn't being beholden to the character class itself. He is trying to just find some abilities and find things that he likes. In fact, when he levels up his character later, you're going to see him take... You ever see those feats and you think to yourself, who on earth would ever take that feat? Who on earth would ever take a feat that gives you this or that or this? Well, John's going to take them all. John is the complete antithesis of min-maxing power gaming. He does not do that. He always picks what he likes, and that's just the way he plays the game. And you know what? I love him for it, because he just doesn't go in there and say, okay, what is optimal? What is the best thing to possibly take? He just takes things that he likes and then just goes with them. And one thing you find out, especially when you take feats that no one else ever takes, is they come up a lot more frequently than you think they might. Now, I'm kind of jumping way ahead, because you're going to see this come up later on, is that he's going to take some weird feats and class abilities, and you're just going to be like, what the hell? Why does that even exist? And it comes up. It comes up right away. It's amazing. So there's reasons for everything. But back to what I was talking about, his class, is that I'm going to give out his class just as a spoiler. I don't think John is ever going to say outright exactly what he's playing. And I know it's annoying a lot of you, so I'm just going to come out and say it. So, originally he wanted to play a monk, and he wanted to play a monk just to annoy Chris. Now, there's a long history here of us annoying each other. We all do it. In fact, the only person we really don't annoy probably is Jason. No one ever feels the need to annoy Jason. But we all annoy each other. And one thing is that we all annoy Chris. I mean, Chris is a really good sport, but we go out of our way to make fun and do funny things to Chris, as well as John, as well as Seth, as well as myself. So, with that being said, the whole thing he wanted to do is just come up with this character to annoy Chris and make Chris think he's playing a monk. Well, he's not playing a monk. He is also not playing a fighter. Now, there's not a lot of other classes out there, so you could probably figure it out. He is playing a ruffian rogue. So ruffian rogue is about as close to a brawler as one can get. They're really, really strong. I heard they were strong, but now I'm seeing them in action. They're really good because he can use really big weapons. He can use martial weapons. He can use two-handed weapons. He's kind of foregoing the whole sneak attack thing. As I said, he's not really playing it like a rogue. He just wanted the class that can dish out a ton of damage that doesn't need to actually wear armor. So that is what he did. He came up with this, pseudo custom class, building it according to what he felt would work. And you know what? I love it. It's great. He is just, making the class his own. And that is one of the things I love about Pathfinder 2nd Edition more than almost any of these other games I've played, is that there's so many options with your characters that you can decide that I want to play a rogue, but I want to play a rogue that just uses weapons and martial weapons and punches people without a lot of armor. Well, you can, whether you can do that a couple ways. You could do that using fighter or monk or rogue. Each of them have advantages, disadvantages. He decided to go the rogue way because he also doesn't mind having sneak attack and some of the nimble aspects, because he also wanted to get in there and do a lot of wrestling and grappling and things like that, and rogue helps with that. So there you go. Now, knowing what he is, does that change that in your mind? Are you thinking yourself, okay, he is a rogue. He's going to be a rogue-like character. In my mind, the answer is no, he's not. He's not a rogue. In fact, he's going to do almost nothing that is rogue-like ever. He just completely abandoned the whole concept and archetype of a rogue and is just going for a brawler. So in your mind, you should probably think brawler. You should probably think this guy who goes around punching things and is very, very nimble. So that is what his character class is truly, if you would ask him. But I do find this whole concept of having a character class defining who you are can only go so far. Some people take a wizard and then they fully embrace the wizard. They go the whole 9 yards, where they just take every single cliche wizard thing in the world. But then you see people who go the opposite, where they try to make it their own. And that we see more and more of, especially for people who have been doing this a long time. They don't want to play the ranger or the wizard or the fighter for the 10 billionth time. They want to play something unique. They want to play something that no one's ever seen before, which is why everyone always loves the new classes, because then you can try out new things. But you know what? You don't even need to wait for the new classes. That's the big advantage of Pathfinder 2nd Edition, is that you can make kinda what you want. Just go through the books, go through the APG. There's a million abilities in the APG, this Advanced Player's Guide. You will figure out and find what you want, and you can make some pretty amazing characters. And watch out, because this is going to be the strangest build you've probably ever seen in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, or 1st Edition for that matter, when you see the things he chooses. That's all I'm going to say. One thing I did want to mention is that you can't really see the map in this episode, and the map is semi-important. All you got to picture is that there's a big lake in the middle. To the west is where the gate is and where all the shops are. To the south is where all the animal cages and the various offices are on wheels. And then to the east and the north is where this building is. So again, to the east and the north is this building. It's sort of like a reverse L, and that housed the last couple of fights. To the west is where there's a gate and all the shops. And to the south is where all the animal cages are and all the offices. And then in the middle is a very big lake. Why am I saying this? Well, in this episode, they're going to be moving around a lot. And it really helps if you picture that in your head. They are all starting at the north. They're starting inside the building at the very top of the map. and they're going to go from there. So that gives you an idea. Again, think of a reverse L. So the building goes up the east side and then across the top of the north side. And that is where they begin the battle. And, well, we'll find out where they end it, because they move. They push come to shove. They're actually really, really good with tactics. You might not know it, but this week you're going to hear it, because they're pretty good. But with that, let's get to show notes. So for those of you who missed it, the RPG Superstar is done. You can see the final winners at rpgsuperstar.com. And, well, congratulations, winners. What are we doing next? Well, we're actually making the book. The book is going to come out probably in the beginning of 2021. It's going to have all the winning entries. They're being updated by some of the best editors out there. In addition, we're going to be adding some new functionality and new rules and new mechanics in the book that you can use in Pathfinder. I think you're going to all enjoy it. It's new weapons and armor mechanics and items mechanics that I am working with some of the best people in the industry to make sure that this works perfectly with the Pathfinder system and is really, really elegant. So be on the lookout for that. In a couple of months, we're getting full color pictures for every single monster. It's going to be a gorgeous book. The artwork budget alone is gargantuan, so we're going all out to make this one of the nicest books you can ever find, especially printed by a third party, that party being me. In addition, make sure you do check out the Discord channel. Just go to discord.rollforcombat.com and you too can join us. You can talk to everyone. You can play games. There's a whole bunch of fun things over there. And of course, do make sure you do check out the Patreon at patreon.rollforcombat.com, where you can listen to episodes early, where you can hang out with us. Lots of cool things. I'm adding to it. I actually just adjusted it a couple of days ago, so check that out. For as little as $2, you can help us out. $5, you get the episodes early. $10, you can see them live. And then above that, we even have private hangouts, unique t-shirts, private games, you name it. Check that out. And of course, do make sure you're checking out rollforcombat.com. We just have a brand new review of the Lost Omens Pathfinder Society Guide, as well as Jason McDonald, who does the Bird's Eye View, where he does a recap of every single one of these episodes, and you can get an idea of what he was thinking during each episode. But with that, let's get to this week's exciting conclusion of The Zoo from Hell. Low, red-glazed lanterns cast this room in crimson and shadow. To the north, a large plain of thick crystal walls, off an enclosure of glazed tile, with a door of the same translucent material inside the wall. Inside the exhibit, the walls, which are painted to resemble subterranean tunnels filled with giant arthropods, have been scarred in long streaks as if dissolved by acid. Actual half-dissolved human corpses cover the floor of the observation area, while inside the enclosure, a small human child sits weeping with its back to the closed door. Oh, also in front of you is the bastard, and it is enormous and sees you and rages.
That's horrible.
Seth Lipton is playing Gomez, a goblin elementalist sorcerer.
What a bastard.
John Statz is playing Cadet Dougie McDougal, a human something.
Roll for combat!
Alright, as you bust open the door, you see that bastard. It's standing over. It's not just body parts, it's half-dissolved torsos, arms, heads, legs. Like, it is a horror show in here. Like, it's really bad. Like, everything is just in states of dissolving. It's like The Fly went to town.
Ugh.
Dougie goes first, however, and you and Lomang are behind the desk, which is giving you cover, which is nice.
At least it's used all of its dailies and cooldowns, so we don't have to worry about those.
What a dangerous animal. You know what? I think there's many violations here at the zoo.
Chris Beamer is playing Lo Mang, an orc tiefling monk of the crane style.
Yeah,
Still
is
called
this
zoo.
what is that to the north of the beetle? There's a blue beam. Is that a glass pane or something?
Yes, that is the crystal pane that's used as the enclosure, and it looked like it got out somehow. You're not sure how, but
It probably burrowed.
But there's no visible hole on it. The pane is there. The door.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
closed.
no, the door. Well, the kid is inside the enclosure.
Uh-huh.
So somehow that door got open. The kid ran in. The creature got out, and they swapped sides. And now the kid is there, and the kid's like holding the door with his back, and he's crying to try to keep the creature out. So that is what you see.
I think we should try to draw him outside. This is a horrible place to fight him. This is a terrible, terrible location to fight him. Because
What, a narrow hallway? That's fine.
this is ridiculous. I mean, this
It's
is
like
so
fighting in a
bad.
basement.
I mean,
right? From Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah.
Basement.
What do you think of that?
If it'll go for it, I mean,
All right,
because
I mean, it's my
it's like it's implicit that part of the thing is we have to save the kid. So if we're gonna draw him out, we better be sure that we actually draw him out and don't just lose his attention and then he eats the kid.
Well, you draw him out. I'm going to shoot him from cover.
All right. Well, as long as you get out of that room, because there's no reason to me be out here if you could change the plan during your turn. All right.
Okay, so Dougie ran outside
Yes.
because he wants to use the penguin as a distraction. Got it.
Anything.
Basil's up and just saw Dougie run by him. It's like,
Yeah, I'm not
just
sure what the
happened?
plan is, actually.
Oh my
you want to
God.
draw?
Oh well, this is the time to say it. This is the time to actually discuss it. I mean,
Basil's up. Go
You
Basil.
want to
Like,
draw it out
between
by...
you, between you guys, because I can't think of anything, but between you guys, you got to think of bait. You got to bait him out somehow. And I don't know what it would want. Maybe I don't know, shake your ass at it or something.
I'm going to try to go for a sleep dart.
There you go.
A, to antagonize it to follow us, and B, maybe it'll put it to sleep.
Jason McDonald is playing Basil Blackfeather, a Tengu empiricist investigator.
Okay.
So I load the blowgun.
Yes.
Now I do have an extra action,
Yes.
so I'm going to devise stratagem
Okay.
to try to look for the weak spot to shoot at. And
Okay.
I'm going to try to attack. So I'm just going to use my regular attack because the -2 for the range increment offsets the +2 for using my intelligence.
Well,
Is
then there's
awesome.
also a -2 for the range. Oh, the range increment. You got it.
That's what I'm offsetting, yeah.
Well, use your sling because that's the same difference. So.
God damn it.
14.
0 point again.
I don't think I have it.
Used it up. Well, it misses, but you got another. You got one more sleep dart.
I'm going to load it. I'm going to load it. Or no, that's my third action because I had one for devise stratagem.
Lomang, use your ranged. Oh, right, you do actually have range.
I do. That's why I have the crossbow. I will attack it with the crossbow.
Okay.
Hopefully get its attention.
Okay.
There we go.
20. You hit.
I got its attention.
8 points of damage.
Nice.
Blood going everywhere. It looks at you.
So the plan is to run outside, right? That's
it sees you. It's excited. It's like it's gonna like charge you soon.
all right. I'm gonna say, let's get out of here. Draw it out. Draw him out That's my second action.
and getting away from me is your third action.
Ha. Yeah.
Where did that desk end up?
It's right in front of the door. See where that red is? That's the desk.
I go there.
Wow, you guys are really spreading out.
Yep. We spread out. We don't want to get acidified.
The bastard roars, roar, starts charging.
That's an angry bastard.
So, first thing it does is it charges into the desk. And let's see it do an attack to push the desk out of the way. Actually, I will make it do an athletics check. A 31 on its
Oh, Lord.
athletics check with a natural 1.
Woo!
Basil, get out of the way! There's a desk coming flying at you.
Wait a minute. That was a natural 20.
Natural
not
20,
a
not
natural
natural 1.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. A natural 20
I was
for
gonna say
31.
plus 30.
And there's a desk flying at Basil. Basil's like, my idea. It almost worked. Here's the good news, Basil. There's actually good news here. Give me a reflex save, Basil, as the desk comes flying at you. Okay, you duck out of the way.
Woo-hoo!
So it like smashes above you and lands right in front of you. It has to use all 3 of its action to charge, smash the desk towards you, and now it is right next to you, Basil. There is a flimsy wooden desk, half destroyed, standing between you and 500 pounds of acid-spewing hate. Gomez is up.
Woo! This is horrifying. Let's see. What's the cover rules again? I guess I have to move the 1 square in order to be able to shoot it, right?
You have to be able to, if you can draw a line from the center of your square and hit it.
Right.
But you are going through a wall. It's the corners are gone. So
So it's always the center.
you can't. It's always center.
So
You got to move up, shoot, and then run away.
I don't want to do any of that. Now can and movement, but movement is an action as well,
Everything's in action.
and I can't split up my movement, so I can't
Nope.
use an action to
Nope.
turn around a corner, shoot,
No,
and then run.
you got 3 actions: move, shoot, move.
Yeah,
move,
but my
shoot,
spells
shoot.
are 2. Spells
right.
are 2.
That's
Spells
right.
are 2.
Gomez, get to
You
the
can
chopper!
move. You can move right here to those bars, and you'll get some cover.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I know.
Get
what
to
I'm
the
gonna do.
chopper.
Get to the chopper!
You know what? I'm going to antagonize it. I'm going to present myself, and then I am going to use. What would be an appropriate skill? Would it be intimidation or
It
would
would be
it
intimidation.
Would it be intimidation to
Yeah.
antagonize it? All right,
Sure.
I'm going to attempt to antagonize it.
Sure. Demoralize. 14. It did not work at all. In fact, it might even critically fail. Let's see. No, it doesn't critically. Well, you rolled basically a 10. Well, nope, didn't work. It's
All right, oogala boogala. I gave it an oogala boogala, and it was
and it's
unimpressive.
immune to demoralize for 10 minutes.
Okay. And since that allows me another action, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Where do I want to go? I got to move at 25.
Go toward Low Mang.
Acid can't burn you if you're in the water. Or is that fire?
It's both. I considered dousing myself with water before the action.
Is that the limit? Is that as far as I can go?
Yeah, that's
All right.
good. Okay, Dougie, before you go, the penguin is going to go.
What?
Penguin is going to move
Yes.
here.
Wait, I was
and
gonna
it's now-
Penguin!
It's looking at you, Dougie, and it's squawking at you.
Is that penguin really still there? Because I was
Oh
going
my
to jump
God.
onto that rock.
That's where he goes.
I might squash him.
All right, so don't worry. I got this penguin. I got it. I'm going to load the crossbow. How long does that
2
take?
actions.
2 actions? Okay.
And then you dropped the crossbow. You said you dropped that crossbow.
Yeah, well, that was in another encounter. That was another
Oh, you
encounter.
picked it back up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I am then going to
He was poo-pooing that crossbow a lot.
1,
You got 1 action. You got 1
2,
action left.
3.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm moving.
Oh my god. Basil, this creature wants to eat you. Maybe you could, I don't know, do something with it. I think it might reason with you. You're so dead. Run away.
I
You can
would-
shoot it. You
I
can shoot
will
it, though.
interrogate it.
You can shoot it.
I could, but if I miss or if it doesn't go to sleep immediately, I'm totally screwed.
It's only 1 attack.
I'm sure it's only got plus 15 to whatever check it needs to make, but
Well, there is the one semi-practical consideration is making sure it continues to follow us, but I don't
as
want
opposed to what? Going
as opposed to
the
going
empty
back
room?
into the room the minute I turn the corner and leave.
I don't think
but-
that'll be a problem.
All right, well, I'm gonna try to make a run for it. All right, I'm just gonna move to there, and I'm going to reload the dart gun with my third action.
Oh, that's right. I thought it was already reloaded.
No, I would have had to.
Low. And everyone is outside now. You ran through the hallways and you're outside. You're around the very large lake and you're very spread out. With Gomez and Lomang to the south, Basil and Dougie to the northwest, and the penguin between them. Lomang, you're up. You just saw Basil running like the wind, and you are all outside, but there's no bastard. What do you do?
All right, I'm going to crane stance and then load crossbow, and then I'm done.
Okay. You hear a desk crashing through the hallway.
Gomez, go get him.
He terrifies me.
The desk goes flying. You hear it smashing to pieces, and you hear like metal and coins and stuff go flying in every direction because it sounds like there was things inside that desk.
Oh.
And then, barreling around the corner is that bastard, right where you want him, right in the pincer maneuver. So you all get 1 round to bring him down. If not, the penguin's gonna get it.
Oh, poor penguin.
Gomez is up. Oh, Gomez.
All right,
Right in front of you!
Plan A.
Let's see. Reflex save. Oh, it fails the reflex save for the electric arc.
Oof.
You hit it, and it does 6 points of damage.
Wow. That's
Not-
going to make...
Insignificant. It actually
Yeah.
hurt it. It actually did enough.
It must be so angry at Gomez right now.
I know, and I run away.
Are you running? Are you gonna run?
Angry at Gomez.
I run
Get
around
outta
the
here,
corner
You
up
guys are gonna let this thing. It's gonna go loose into the city, and next thing you know, it's like, well, we lived. The rest of the city died. Dougie, you're up.
I am going to shoot her, and I'm going to hit with a heavy crossbow.
Okay. here
Now,
we
is
go.
it flat-footed?
No.
Okay, just checking.
18.
Oh God, look at this.
You know, the funny thing is, if you hit, it would have done 1 point down. Now, if you crit it would have done 20 points of damage.
How is this possible? It doesn't. I rolled a 2 and then a 1 on a D10. Is that
Yep.
right?
That's right.
You rolled
And
no.
there's
You
that-
rolled a 1 and then a 10.
There's no plus to damage on it.
There's
Yeah,
no
I know,
plus.
but what I'm saying
You missed anyhow.
of the 2 that I rolled. Okay, so drop it and then move and attack
Okay.
on my heavy maul.
All right. Heavy Maul gets a -5. I will tell you this: Dougie's brave. He's not even fully healed, and you're charging this creature. He's not very smart, but he is brave. Not even close.
Well, yeah, when I roll again on a D20, I roll a 5. Yeah.
Okay. No, you rolled a yeah. Okay, you rolled a 5. Basil, you're up. Better save Dougie.
Okay, this time I can use devise stratagem, and but depending on how you count the boxes, I'm a little bit out of the range increment.
It's 25. You're out.
Okay. I'm gonna step up 5 feet, so I'm within 1 range increment. So I step up.
Okay.
I reflect on my life choices and the best way to attack this thing, and then I attack
Oh boy.
with the last sleep dart that we have.
Oh boy. Here we go. Here we go. Oh no!
Son of a bitch!
13. You rolled a 6. Man, those sleep darts seemed like such a good idea at the time, and missed. You completely missed. I would have put it to sleep.
Oh, is that what it? Oh, yeah.
Dougie, I got this.
Low back. You're up.
Move up there.
Nice. Flanking.
That's not flanking.
No flanking,
No,
but
it's so not.
I will do flurry of blows though. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my god!
You got it, crit, but
Typical.
that is a really crappy roll for damage.
Bad roll for 10 points of damage, though.
He
Okay.
rolled the 1 again.
Don't you roll twice or no? It's just
No, you
one?
rolled a 1 and a 4. You rolled, you rolled. Yeah, I mean, you,
Hold
you
on,
got
what did I roll?
5. Oh, you rolled. It's a 1d6. And
1d6 plus 4.
Yeah, you rolled a 1 plus 4 times 2, 10.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah,
don't
you
you
double
don't,
it.
you
You
don't,
don't
do the
roll it
roll
twice.
twice.
yeah,
All right.
you just use
All right, let me do
everything's
my
doubled. That's how it works.
Second attack.
10 points. It actually looks pretty bad. Like that definitely.
Yeah.
it hit it, but you feel some of the acid on your hand. You're like, okay, that's gonna sting.
That's all right.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
That's 20
rolling.
again.
Yeah, that's 18 damage.
That's a lot better.
Nice. All right, Dougie, I gotcha.
Yeah, I feel just as heroic.
And I didn't even. My crossbow's still loaded. How about that?
Wow. Yeah, I think the secret. Dougie learned not to use the crossbow. He learned to not use the crossbow.
I'm thinking of buying another crossbow, actually.
I learned to just hide behind Lobag.
Down goes the bastard.
Hey Remy, we got a bug here for you.
Remy's like, did you actually bring him down? Let me see. Who's dead? Are there any limbs missing? Are any of you like hopping around on one foot?
Negative.
Any arms? You're all
No.
alive?
Well, we
The
should probably
city
go check
watch.
on
Yeah,
the
go
kid.
go look in that room. Oh my god, it's a horror show, and there's a kid in there. He needs to be looked after.
Remy looks in there and he promptly throws up on the floor as he sees half remains of human carcasses, all
It's really bad.
all spewed among the floor. And he's like, "Oh, that is. I'm gonna need some help moving this guy." Remy
Yeah.
leaves.
All right, well, I'm going to go see about getting to the kid.
Yeah.
So, sure enough, you see a little kid, 7-year-old boy.
Are you Jervox?
He's crying. He's looking up at you and he goes, Did you get rid of that thing?
It's okay. We took care of the monster, and your dad's looking for you, and he sent us to help find you.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. And he looks around and he sees all the dead people. And he's like, can you come over here? Can we
Yeah,
leave?
just close your eyes and hold my hand, and I'll get you out of here.
Okay.
Come on.
All right.
So I lead the kid out.
Step over that big bug.
That's funny. That was an immediate dad response too. You could tell. You could tell that you've worked with children.
So yes, you're holding the kid. His eyes are closed. You actually go through the exit, so you only have to step over 2 or 3 dead bodies instead of 10. And and actually Niles, who's by the entrance, sees him and he runs over to you. He's like, "Oh, thank you so much." And he picks up Jervox and he's like, "Oh, thank you so much for finding him. Are you okay? And he's like checking him out and seeing it, and the kid's just crying, and he's like, "Thank you so much. You are the best. What's your names? I'm gonna make sure your lieutenant hears about the amazing job you did here. All of you. You all deserve medals. All of
Dougie
you."
McDougal.
Just part of the job, son. Just part of the job.
MC, not MAC. MC Dougal.
"Oh, thank you so much." And he is just he's like,
You don't want to get that kid some therapy, though.
So bad.
okay. So Nils is thanking you all, and he presses his belt pouch into Basil's hand and says, please take this. I absolutely insist that you take this. I don't care if it's legal or not, but you have done such a good job that you must take this as a reward. And I'm not going to take no as an answer.
What does the badge say about that?
I think it's okay. I think you can. The badge seems okay with it. So, it's not a bribe. So,
Well, we'll be sure to report it to our precinct captain
Yeah.
to stay above board.
yes. And he gives you 17 gold pieces as a reward for saving his boy.
Yeah, and also, like, when that dust got destroyed, obviously there was, like, gold and items and stuff like that. It's unclear, like, in the role that we're doing, like, do we search for things that are not part of, the like, is that a metric the way this game, this is totally out of game.
So the way that would work is that you could search, and what would end up happening is you can't really, it depends on the circumstances. In this case, no, sort of. We'll get to that in a minute. But I'll kind of let you know when it's okay. I'll put it this way. I usually won't present it unless it's okay. How about that? Usually. I'd say 95% of the time, if I present treasure, then you're supposed to have the treasure. So you don't have to do mental gymnastics on whether or not you should accept it or not, okay?
Okay, good.
So, he gives you the 17 gold pieces, and Remy is going around, and he's actually picking up all the items, and he says, "Oh man, that desk, the bastard just smashed that thing to pieces." And he's picking this up, and he goes, "Yeah, this is these items that we would take and hold for people before they went to see the bastard." And sure enough, you can see in here, there's like some coins on the floor. There's a silver short sword. There's a orc knuckle dagger. And there's some like rings and necklaces, all made out of metal. And he gathers this all up. And he says, "Well, let me figure out what I'm going to do with this. But let me just do a quick run through. And then let's meet up back at the owner's wagon, and we can discuss everything. But I think you guys did it. I think you cleared everything, and I'll get some the other zookeepers to help me get the bastard back into his cage, and I think we should be all set. And this circus should be all set in a few hours. Thank you so much. You guys have done an amazing job. Thank you."
It was our pleasure. It was fun beating up on all of these animals. This was a good time.
What? Why would you have fun beating up on animals?
Because we're saving people. We're saving the people.
Dougie's not. He's a little injured, so it's just it's part of a day's work.
Okay. Well, Dougie, animals are your friend, and they're not always like this. This is actually a very tame circus. Except for the bastard over there. All of these are actually rather nice animals. They're very docile. We treat them really well. You can pet most of them. We used to even have rides once in a while, but we travel all around Galarian. We're very popular.
There's a difference between animals and monsters, though. You have to understand. Like, say, over here, like there's this baby deer. That's an animal. That's nice. See this giant bug that spits acid at things?
That's an animal.
Covered with body parts.
Oh, that's an animal.
A monster. This is a monster.
That's really funny.
No. You're thinking magical creatures. Those are monsters. This is technically everything you see here are technically animals. I think you're getting your vernacular mixed up. We don't really deal with truly magical creatures. I don't know if you noticed, but you see some of those creatures, we secretly put like fake unicorn horns on them and like little third eyes, because magical creatures are extremely unpredictable. So these are all animals, but we do that not because we're trying to fool people, because we don't think magical creatures should be kept in cages like this. But these are animals, and they're treated very well.
Well, I just hope that you guys do better. Just do better.
Well, as you know, I think they were poisoned, and someone did this on purpose. I don't know why they did, but someone was trying to make the animals kill people.
We found evidence that let's see, the owner was making off with the veterinarian and the owner's wife. How did we find that evidence that the owner's wife was interfering with things?
That has nothing to do. You're completely misremembering. No. Okay.
We found an unsent letter to the wife saying he wanted a divorce, but we don't know that the divorce is actually happening, or if the wife even knows it.
We actually know that the wife probably doesn't know it.
The rest is all just us out of character, supposing that maybe the wife.
But we have a possible motive. We have a lead. It's a clue, is what we have.
Anyhow, you all gather yourselves. You, sure enough, have saved the day, and Remy meets with you back at Mr. Knight's bungalow, the manager's office. He's waiting for you there, and yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we go there, and
let's get this all sorted out. We need to find this owner because I think that there's some issues here. There's a lot of dangerous animals here, and there's some deaths involved. So
Yes, I'm very apologetic for everything that happened here. Again, Mr. Knight is the owner of the zoo. I mean, his name is on there. And here, I'll give you information about him and what he looks like. And he gives you like a sketch and an overall idea of what Mr. Archibald Knight looks like. And then he also says, oh yeah, and don't forget about the veterinarian. As I said, they disappeared about a week ago. They would often go on these overnight rendezvous and such. But I found it kind of bizarre that he left, right when we were about to open and we were getting ready for the big show. He's usually here, and today's opening day, so I don't know where he is, but here, and he has like a sack, and he's like, so I understand that there's probably some fines and everything, but we'll be able to make it all back. We'll get the animals under control. I'm going to carefully watch it. We're not going to open up the zoo until all the animals are back to their normal selves. We're going to be very careful. I'm going to test the water on smaller animals, bunnies and such, to make sure that they aren't corrupted in the future. We're going to be taking new extra careful precautions. But let me see. And sure enough, he hands you a sack. So he goes, I think this should cover any fines that we need. And it's 150 gold pieces. And that's more than enough to probably handle the fines.
does that go to my pocket?
And in addition, he also hands over to you. He goes, well, we have no idea whose weapons these were. And I doubt anyone's coming back for them. So here, he hands you a low-grade silver short sword, a shiny orc knuckle dagger, and he hands you over something really cool. He goes, so every so often, the almager, it actually sheds its horn. These are really rare. And he hands it over to you, and he says, but you can have it. And the horn itself can be wielded as a magical dagger, or you could affix it to a shaft and make it into a magical spear. So basically, it's the equivalent of a +1 dagger or a +1 spear.
Wait, what is that called?
It's the horn from the bunny rabbit. Remember the bunny rabbit had the little horn?
Yeah.
He had an extra horn.
That's interesting.
And he's giving you the horn. So the horn itself...
By itself, it's just a dagger.
No, it's a +1 dagger.
Oh, yeah, right. But
it's a +1 magical dagger.
Anything. Okay, cool.
No, or you attach it to a spear and you have a +1 magical spear. So itself is like, it's the coolest dagger in the world. You got a bunny rabbit horn as a dagger or a spear, or you sell it, whatever you want. But it's really cool.
Gomez can use daggers, right?
Yeah, but Gomez is not really going to be going to melee. I mean,
well, we
no. I bite things. I have my teeth.
Yeah,
I don't want any of that. I don't want any of the weapons anymore.
I don't use weapons like that either.
Jason,
I mean, we could sell it.
Can
right?
you use daggers?
Well, Basil's actually got a little bit of a fancy streak, and also being a bird, he's attracted to shiny objects. So he was actually thinking that it would be wonderful to talk to a smith about modifying that, melting down that silver sword and turning it into a new sword cane.
Very fancy.
You guys are fancy pantses, I see. Fancy pantses. Anyhow, that should satisfy it. And sure enough, you're from everything you know and what's been going on here, put it this way, it's a little bit of a gray area. It wasn't directly their fault that everyone got hurt, and they did what they could, but obviously you want to talk to the owner when he comes back, and this should cover more than enough. That's a mountain of fines, by the way. 150 gold plus, it's like 200 gold pieces worth of items they just gave you, which is a gargantuan amount of money, so it should be more than enough.
So as a question, like things like that +1 dagger thing, is that something that could be sold?
No. I'll use it if you guys aren't going to take it. We're going to be fighting undead and all kinds of stuff. We're going to need plus
okay.
1 daggers.
You want to use it? Sure.
Unless you guys want to use it for a spear or something. I was just checking with you guys.
I use my fists. You saw me use my fists and knock that thing out.
Yeah, you can't use that fist weapon, that orc.
I don't know, man. I am an orc. I am an orc.
I mean,
I doubt it. I don't think so.
In your milieu.
I don't think so, because I don't think monks. It's they just either use
They don't even use
monastic
fist
weapons, regular weapons, but they can't like combine it. I don't think.
Well, it's a martial melee weapon. It's not a fist. So it's pretty cool. It's a stout metal blade of orc design with a horizontal basket hilt with blades jutting out from each end. And yeah, I mean, it's a knuckle dagger. And it does 1d6 piercing. It's agile, uncommon, but I think, it's a martial weapon. It's not...
So that's simple.
No, it's not simple. It's a martial melee weapon.
I know, it's not simple. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Does it have the orc? Do you need to be like?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to be.
Sometimes if you're an orc and it's called an orc whatever, then for you it counts as simple. Sometimes.
It can be only used or selected only by orcs. So I think an orc knuckle dagger can only be used by you. So.
Nice. Well, that's getting sold though. I just don't use weapons. That's not my way.
Okay, so with that, it looks like you have cleared the zoo. You have brought peace and tranquility. You saved the little boy. You saved some of the animals. Is there anything you wish to do before you head back to the precinct?
I don't think so.
Cotton candy.
Boy, I think this letter is something that we should bring. We should bring the letter to the precinct.
Yeah, we'll take it to the. Because they're going to need to track down the owner. So
Didn't we get a sample of that black rabies saliva or something?
Yeah,
like
we
that?
get a
Didn't we
sample of that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, we've got evidence and we got motive, so I mean, there's got to be something.
Oh, that's right. In the well, it was the well water. The well water went up.
I'm looking at my notes and I don't see anything else that we needed to deal with.
Okay. Well, he sees you off and he's like, come back in a few days when we reopen and I'll give you a personal tour. And I think you're going to enjoy the animals a lot more when they're more sedated. And then you can see Rusty. Well, you probably saw how much he rusted items, but you can see it and feed him pitons for fun. It's really fun. I promise you, he's very, very tame. He'll eat right out of your hand. It's really cool when it dissolves into dust in your hand. It's a lot of fun.
We kind of saw a lot of that already when he was in the armor smith eating everything.
Yeah, well. Anyhow, thanks for helping us out. Toodaloo.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, I guess we go back to the precinct, right?
Yeah. So as you head back to the station to report, you notice an additional oddity. Today is a really strange day for the first day. Before, when you were walking around doing your rounds, because by now it's the end of the day, because it's been a long day. There was this giant machine called the Grave Raker that was dominating the skyline not far from the zoo. As recently as an hour ago, you saw it, and it's missing. It's gone, and there's a huge crowd trying to figure out what happened to it. It's basically like if a skyscraper disappeared.
Wait, what's gone?
It's called the Grave Raker. It was this mechanical monstrosity that was there as an exhibit, and it's gone.
When is our shift over? Are we in overtime yet?
I know, exactly. We should be in overtime.
We got time and a half.
Well, good news is that you see...
Is it standard time for 3 encounters and then a time and a half for every encounter after that? Then if it's over 6, it's double time?
Well, you know now. Mental note, save spells for when you really need them.
No joke.
Oh, yeah.
It's true, but at the first level, you get 2 spells.
Yeah, I mean, it's so what
they make cantrips really good, though.
You said a Grave Raker before.
Yes.
And are we at the zoo when this happens?
Yeah, you're walking back to the precinct. You got to listen to me, John.
But what is a Grave Raker? What does that mean?
It's a big building. It's Howl's moving castle that has vanished.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's all right. So it's just a big nondescript building that doesn't have any function, and it's just disappeared.
Okay.
I think it's a big descript building that.
What is the building?
Let me explain to you real quick.
Is it a castle? Is it an aviary? Or
the Radiant Festival is very much like the World's Fair. In fact, this Radiant Festival has been based off the World's Fair. Now, the World's Fair, I don't know if any of you have ever been to one, they used to have all these crazy exhibits. I actually went to the 86 World's Fair in Vancouver, and for example, they had the world's largest hockey stick and hockey puck there. And it was like the size of a building, and the hockey puck you would like sit on. It was enormous. And then it had all these exhibits, and everyone from around the world in every country would come and show off. So basically, there's all of these exhibits from all around the world that are here. So there's things like that Howl's Moving Castle, and that was actually made by Kelshite engineers, and that's a realm in Galarian. There was this massive excavation machine called the Grave Raker, and that was made by someone else, and so forth. So everywhere you go, there's either small booths, there's larger exhibits like this zoo, or there's actually sponsored areas sponsored by the governments of the different regions of Galarian showing off their ingenuity here to try to drum up business, to try to bring up tourism, and so forth. So that is the point of the Radiant Festival, for you to come here and say, hey, that's cool. I'm going to go visit Taldor because they have something neat. I'm going to have food from this part of the world. In Disney World at Epcot Center, the world where you can go to all those little different areas and eat food in different countries. It's like that, only much cooler. There you go.
Okay.
All right,
okay.
but this was the Graveraker that vanished.
Gone.
Okay.
Interesting.
So that is like, that actually is really useful, because now I have an idea in my head. Like so it's like one of those gigantic public works projects devices that's as big as a building, but it's on tractors, and
it's an exhibit.
It's an earth mover. But the nature of it is like that big Jawa device. It's like that big Jawa.
But it goes down. It could be the mole men have taken over it and are digging under the city. Is what it could be.
It's a big dungeon that has vanished. Now we have to find the dungeon.
That's true. So we should go over there and find a big hole in the ground, or track.
You go over there, and there's an enormous commotion around the machine's now empty exhibit area. And right away, you bump up against senior officers and agents of the Edgewatch. And they look at you and say, hey, Rooks, what you doing here? Shouldn't you get back to the precinct?
I agree. You're absolutely right, sir.
Yeah. Don't worry about
this. I need to check in. I need to clock out. I need to get some rest. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, yeah. We've been assigned to this. This is way above your pay grade, but yeah. Go back to the precinct. Were you guys in charge? You guys were taking care of that zoo thing. You pet any animals? Did you see anything with the bunnies?
The otter.
A bunch tried to pet us. I'll tell you that.
Oh well.
I pet them,
and not in a good way.
Oh, really? They're looking at each other like, oh, I thought taking care of a zoo would be pretty simple. I thought
just wait until it's a cockatrice, and then see.
Yeah, find an owlbear. We had an owlbear.
Should read our report in the morning.
Yeah, it should be in the news. Should be in the news. That's where you get our reports.
Goddamn giant acid spitting cockroach. That's what they have with this guy.
He never actually got to spit his acid. I don't think, did he?
Yeah, sure. Thankfully.
Oh well. All right. I guess you guys did a good job. They look impressed. They actually look at you saying, good job, Rooks. Good job. Keep it up.
Thanks.
They're like, all right, well, we're going to take care of this, because who steals a building at a broad daylight? Man, this is crazy. All right, we'll see you back in precinct.
All right.
We'll bring the donuts.
We'll go back. All right. We'll go there.
All right. You get back to the precinct. It's nighttime. It's dinner time. It's Miller time. And sure enough, Sergeant Olo asks you to report in. He's happy to see you. He wants to hear all about what happened at the menagerie. And yeah, what do you do?
Give him the full rundown.
Yeah, we tell him, look, things are running amok, but we do have some evidence that there was a poison, and I believe Basil collected the samples from the well. Someone poisoned the water where the restaurant monster was eating or drinking, and frankly, made the rust monster crazy, and I think the rust monster actually let all the animals loose, but it was definitely premeditated. And we did find a letter that showed a possible motive of someone wanting to sabotage the menagerie with a well, it was a crime of passion, really. We think there's hanky-panky going on, and the wife got jealous.
Huh. That's quite an active day for your first day on the job. I don't think you're going to be forgetting today, huh?
No, we need some rest.
Yeah, it's pretty busy.
Yeah, we need 8 hours of rest.
All right, well, give me that sample and we'll head it on over to the lab guys and have them check it out and, fill in your reports. But good job. You really did an excellent job today. I'm going to make sure the lieutenant knows. And yeah, you definitely earned your rest. So everybody rest up tonight. And we'll meet first thing at the crack of dawn next morning with the lieutenant, and we'll go through your next shift. But I'm going to definitely recommend you for more advanced assignments after what you did here today. You really impressed me, I have to say.
Oh, good.
We work well as a team.
Yeah. Except Dougie's going to wake up. He's going to wake up our goblin friend 7.5 hours into his sleep.
That's terrible.
Time to wake up early. Get the donuts.
I
Alright.
bite.
How long does this festival go on for? I forget what they said.
3 months.
3 months, right? Yeah, it's a long time.
3-month festival. But I have good news.
It's day one.
Day one. But in
Day
one
one.
day.
Only 89 more of these.
In
Check
one
it off the
day,
calendar.
you actually did so much that when you wake up tomorrow, you will be level 2. How about that?
I like it.
That's
I
a
like
productive 24 hours.
Yes.
It felt like a level, though.
We'll be level 20 within a month.
Yeah, at this rate, you're going to be level 20 in a month. So, with that being said, we now have some downtime because you guys have to level up your characters. You have a ton of gold. So, whatever you guys want to do, I mean, you actually have a tremendous amount of gold and some magic items. Now, here's the good news. You can definitely use the stores here. The actual store and requisitions in the agency, you can buy a lot of stuff, but you're in Galarian, so unless you're trying to get something that's 20th level, +1 magic items, +1 armor, plus whatever you go, almost anything you want, you'll be able to find, no problem. So you should probably
we should
think about
divvy
that.
up the gold to see what we have, so we can see what we can get.
Yeah, what's our wealth?
Okay, I'll give that for you in a second. Hold on.
Because I actually know exactly what my first purchase is going to be.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna invest in heals, and more heals.
Okay, so are you ready? Here is the gold. Oh, that didn't come out right. But anyhow, Dougie
I'll take it.
has 65 gold, Basil is 52, Lomang has 61, and Gomez has 47.
47.
That's my total, right? That's total.
Yeah, that's your total. That's your
Okay.
total. And that's just gold. That doesn't include items if you want to, sell them or do things with them. So.
Well, that
So,
fist orc
In
fist
terms
thing.
of items, what does that?
I don't even think
the items
we
that we
got
took from
anything
that
other
room,
than
like the wand of command and all that stuff.
No, you didn't take any of that stuff. You left that behind, but that's okay. I just so you know, I change it over. So if you're supposed to take the wand of command, and like if you're supposed to get 30 gold, I give you the 30 gold. So you're never losing out. Okay.
Okay, so you more or less convert it to
I
gold.
converted it to gold.
All right, I like that.
I like that better. Way better.
I'm doing this all on the back end. You're not getting any less gold doing it my way than you would their way. It's the same. In fact,
That's
you're getting
fine.
the exact same. So in addition, you got the magic horn, and you have the silver sword, low grade silver, and you got the knuckle dagger. You also have, I guess, the unsent letters. You have the lesser antidote, the lesser anti-plague. You had all those minor healing potions, what he let you keep. Gomez took them, Lomang, Basil, Dougie. You have the sleep darts, those are gone. Lesser Tanglefoot bag and blowgun. So there you go.
We should probably keep the Tanglefoot bag and the silver sword. I think Jason had ideas for that, and if no, and I definitely want the +1 dagger. So I don't want the crossbow. You can have the crossbow if you want the second crossbow. Chris.
Well, I was gonna think about buying a light crossbow.
All right. Well,
I don't know. I'm the crossbow eventually is gonna go away.
I don't know if
completely.
that goes as part of the stuff, but does my maul and my armor go into that? Do I need to buy?
No, you own
Okay.
it.
Oh,
Now,
cool.
keep in mind, those are yours. So a +1, you can add a +1 to anything for 35
with the
gold, and then
rune,
you can move
yeah.
it too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that on my maul. I'm gonna spend 35 on my maul. I don't know if you want to do this now, but I'm definitely making that decision.
Might as well.
Yeah, I think Seth should take that dagger, though. I think it's
I bite things. I use my teeth. I don't use a weapon.
Alright, but it's a magical thing.
Can't we sell? Can we sell it?
Yeah, I can sell it.
No,
Why don't we sell it? I'll sell
No,
it.
because I might need a dagger if
Well, then you
someone-
take it. Then you take
Okay.
it.
All right, I'm doing that, and I'm going to 35 gold on a +1 rune for my maul, and I'll take the rest on a gift certificate.
All right. I'm making purchases.
I'll take turtle wax.
Buying a great first monk item, the hand wraps of mighty blows, which I'm sure Rob Tarico must have bought that. That's probably his first purchase, also. I bet.
Yep, it's basically a +1.
then
+1.
It's even better. It's +1, but it's also increases you double your dice. So instead of 1d6, it's 2d6.
Nope.
On a crit, you mean?
No, that's not how it works.
That's what it says.
It depends which one you're getting.
You
Hand
probably-
wraps of mighty blows. Oh
Right,
wait, is
the
that
hand wraps. It's the +1 hand wrap of mighty blows. You're talking about the +1 striking hand wraps of mighty blows. That's 100 gold pieces.
the two? Well, hold on. You might be right on that.
While he's figuring that out, say I want scrolls of my spells. How much is a scroll? I forget.
4.
4 gold.
4 gold for any first level spell.
Yes,
With the condition
unless
being
unless they're uncommon or something.
wait, with the condition being that it has to be on my spell list,
Yes.
or that it has to be on my spell list.
Well, you can get a scroll. I don't know if you might. I don't think you can cast them if they're not on your spell list.
No, because the difference was spell list or it's one of my spells.
Yeah.
If it's spell list, that I have to start looking at the spell list because that increases options tremendously.
So it is. The example is a +1 striking hand wraps of mighty blows. So it's the same. All it does is give you a +1. So this is the rule. +1, which is 35 gold. It always is. Gets you a +1 to any attack. Period. Striking, which is 65 gold pieces, will give you a double die to any weapon in the game. And you can move those. And then eventually you get a +2 striking, and that's 1,000. And then +2 greater striking, and that's 2,000, and so forth. So now you can afford it if you can get people to give you some extra gold. +1 striking hand wraps is 100 gold pieces, so it's up to
Oh
you.
wait, the +1 version. It's
It gives you
weird.
+1 to hit. That's it. Trust me, I know these rules beyond inside out.
Yeah,
+1
but
just
it's
gives you
very
+1 to hit.
non-intuitive though if you look at it.
No,
If you look at the whole description under the
no, that's
item.
how it works. There's a chart. I mean, so
There's a
striking
chart?
doubles it. You can either get +1, +2, +3. That's it. It's as high as it goes. It never goes +3. And striking doubles it. Greater striking triples it, and then major striking quadruples it. That's it. That's all there is to it. Very simple.
It's only +1 to hit, right?
Yep, that's all it is. No damage, nothing. But you can't put on striking without the +1. It has to go in that order. So
Right.
you can't have a striking without a +1. So it has to go +1, then striking. So you can get it for 35 now and then spend 65 later and make it +1 striking.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. All right, good. All right, that's awesome. That's an awesome weapon, and that can be for any weapon, really.
Yeah, and you can even move it. In fact, that's how Rob got his. They got a +1 crossbow, and they didn't need it, so they moved it onto his fists, and then he has it. So
Ooh, can I do that with the dagger?
no, because the dagger is a magical item. It doesn't have a rune on it.
Yeah, it's kind of an
Gotcha.
inherent property of the thing's horn. It's not a rune.
Gotcha.
You can move a rune, but not like an inherent property.
That's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm buying that anyways.
Yeah, no, you have to get it. And put it this way, everyone has to get it. You know, it's like if you're using a weapon, you get it. It's not an option. So, And eventually, as you get higher levels, these things will drop like candy. I mean, you will have too many of these things.
I'm probably also going to get a +1 rune. I actually did want to see what the cost would be to like. Can I use the silver sword as crafting materials to make a silver sword cane, or is that too esoteric? I'm starting to look at the rule book and figure out what that would cost.
Yep. Anything you want to do, I'm very open with the rules on building stuff. So if you want to melt down the sword, that's fine. So let me see what.
If no one else wants it, and it can do that fairly cost effectively, I would probably want to do that.
Yeah,
I don't want to use a short sword. I'd prefer to keep my sword cane.
Yeah, you should go for it.
Both as a role playing thing, and I think because of the whole agile stuff.
And I'm guessing silver might
silver
be
is good against werewolves and some demons.
Right.
Not saying we'll encounter them. But...
Nice.
Here's how it works.
Take it, Jason.
It's very simple, Jason. A low-grade silver weapon is 40 gold pieces plus 4 gold pieces for each bulk. And to craft it, it's literally half. It's 20 gold pieces plus 2 silver per bulk. So if they take it and you sell it, basically you're taking the sword, selling it, getting back the amount you need, and in this case they're melting it down, and then you'll get the 20 silver out of it, and then they can use it to recast it into a sword cane. So that's fine. So it works. If you want to do that, that's fine.
Yeah, if you're willing to let me, if that's the way the rule works, then I'd like a silver sword cane, and I'd get a +1 rune to put on that.
And you can put it on clothing and armor too, right? And shield.
No, armor has a different rune.
Different rune, right?
And it's much more expensive. And that also goes against your saves too. There's no longer. It's both armor and saves. I forgot what it's called. You can look it up.
Yeah, I looked in. My big problem is I'd love to go up to chainmail, but I don't have the strength for it. I only have a 10 strength.
That's where you get like mithril and all the other like special.
Yeah,
items.
or when I hit level 5, I'll probably put 2. I might put 2 points in strength.
There are like cheap things to sort of cheat out your bulk, like the arm wraps of. There's some cheap magic items that I think can increase your carry load, or do you just have to have a minimum strength?
It's not a carry load; it's an actual minimum stat for chainmail. Okay. For armor, there's actual minimum stats to wear it, and I did not do any strength in this build.
All right, so Basil, I have you as spending 35, and so you just converted the silver short sword into a silver sword cane. Low grade silver sword cane.
That's fine, right? Low grade with a +1 rune on it.
That's correct.
Nice.
And so, yeah, you guys are doing well.
I tend to think that's all I'm going to need to buy. I mean, I looked at armor, but it's not. The best I could do at this point is more of a sideways upgrade.
So a +1 armor potency rune is 160 gold pieces.
That's a lot.
Oof.
Yeah.
I want one of those, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool items in here.
And then what you do is you get the resilient. And resilient gets you a +1 item bonus to saving throws. And that's 340 gold pieces. So it uses the same method. So you would get +1 armor potency, +1 resilient armor potency, +2 armor potency, +2 greater resilient armor potency, and so forth. It uses the same method. So there's like a plus, and then there's a way. So there's 2. In the end, there's 6 upgrades for armor and 6 upgrades for weapons.
And the plus also determines how many secondary runes you can have based on weapons. So if you have a +1 weapon, you can have 1 additional rune. If you have a +2 weapon, you can have 2 additional runes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the striking is the damage, and
yeah, striking is the damage, but then there's also like your usual like flaming, shocking. Right. I mean, to do electrical damage. I mean, different types of damage, different other stuff. And I think with armor, I think you can get properties like like ghostly armor, where you can actually like go ghostly and stuff.
No, there's tons. There's tons that you can do. All right. You guys still have a fair amount of gold left.
Well,
I'm willing to donate a little bit to Lomang because he did help keep us alive. So I'm willing to make a donation to Lomang if it gets.
That's your new totals. There's your new totals.
Well, it's going to be a lot, so I figure
that's too much.
Well, I would need to get the better striking thing. It would cost me about
65.
40 extra gold
Yeah,
total.
65
Out of my 61 plus 40, so it's or 39.
You have 26.17 gold left, so you're going to need another 40. You need
Well, day
39.
2, we'll do another level. We'll get another 150.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm
75.
thinking. Is that it'll come with time. That's okay. I think we should probably maybe pool some of the extra money or some of our money to buy potions and stuff for ourselves.
Yeah, potions we need.
Can I resell my old? I don't want to be cheap, but can I resell my old sword cane? If not, or is that
Yes,
just?
of course. You could sell it. I mean, it's not worth a lot.
What's the resell in second edition?
Half.
Yeah.
So you would get 2.5 gold. Actually, not bad. That's actually
Yeah,
not
I'll get
bad.
back 2.5 gold. So
Okay.
that's not too bad.
I don't know what to take for my level 2 monk thing.
Oh, that's right. I get to level my character.
I think I'm going to take Key Strike. I'm pretty sure I'm taking Key Strike. I don't think I'm going to take Stunning Fist. My theory on Stunning Fist is that typically you're going to make it lose one action, and it's kind of like, so what? Because if you're standing next to it, it's like that third action is going to be an attack that's going to be at a -10. So, like, what's the point, in a way? I mean, it can be really good, but I don't know.
Well, it's okay. I will say when it hits, it hits.
When it
Like,
crits, yeah.
When it crits, they lose their whole turn, and that's pretty monstrous.
That's
but it's pretty rare.
I would have done it twice, though, on that bug, but it didn't matter because it was dead. Like, the damage alone was enough to punish it.
No, it's a separate. You wouldn't have done it because if you hit it, then it does a save.
Oh, right, it gets a saving throw.
Right. You have to hit it only once, and then it gets a fortitude save. And I hate to break it to you, most monsters are very good fortitude saves. So
It's definitely very good, but it's like the way there's an ability called Wholeness of Body, and that is going to be a major personal heal. And I'm thinking that I need that.
Oh, yeah. Heals are good.
And Key Strike is good too because it's like you get it back every 10 minutes. You'll get one focus point back, and it adds a d6 of damage to every attack that round. That's pretty good. And then later on, you can fly.
you fly, you die. Hey, Gomez, you got 47 gold. You doing anything with that? Are you looking?
I'm buying scrolls aplenty.
Oh boy. All right, this is something else you're gonna all have to buy. Every one of you.
All right.
You're all buying bandoliers.
I have bandoliers.
I will buy that then. That's
I
a
have
good
one
idea.
already.
Yes, you need the bandolier because it allows you to hold up to 8 items of light bulk within easy reach. And it basically allows you to pull it out as one turn. In theory,
Oh, yeah.
well, it's the same. In theory, when you guys are pulling stuff out, I was just saying you had them in your pouches. Pouches work the same way.
I have that too.
The whole point of a bandolier is so that if you have, let's just say, if you have 20 scrolls, Gomez, then you'll literally have to be like and wearing 2 bandoliers across your chest and pulling them out of your bandolier to get the scrolls out.
I have just purchased 2 bandoliers.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's one of these things, you just do it. I like to have you do it. It's 1 silver. But mentally in my brain, I like you having the bandolier.
I already bought one in my initial build.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most
me
of you
too.
guys did.
Now, I am going to multi-class at some point. And that's also on the table for level 2. But what am I multi-classing into? Anyone care to hazard a guess on that?
Cleric.
That's a good guess, but that was my second
That's
choice.
the right answer. That's the
That
right
is
answer.
not a correct answer. It's an incorrect-
Barbarian?
Barbarian is not the right answer.
No, not a barbarian. I hate barbarians.
You know what the correct answer is?
Let's see. You're a monk. You're gonna be a magic user.
No.
No?
Rogue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How does that work with armor?
I don't wear armor.
I guess
Precision,
yeah.
it's the precision damage, isn't it?
Okay.
Well, the problem is, yes, it is precision damage. I'll get the sneak attack 1d6. It never gets better than that. But and you only get that at 6th level. And you also have to take 2 feats. You have to take the first one to become a rogue, and then you have to take another feat to get sneak attack. But you do get something called spring attack or something for a rogue, where you use your thievery or stealth to roll for your first initiative in the first round. And if you win, then you can the thing is flat-footed to you. So
Yeah.
it's kind
Yeah,
of
well, basically everything, right. The rogues are the only ones who get that special ability where things are flat-footed to you for the first round, if they have it, right? So if they go first in their
it
attack.
takes 2 feats though.
Well, for you it would.
For me, it takes 2 feet. Oh, and I'll get thievery and stealth as skills, which is whatever. It's very good. The multi-classing gives you a lot for 1 feat. It's quite good. But I still think I'm going to take Key Strike.
You have 1,002 experience points. How about that?
All right.
I have.
Okay, I have leveled up my character.
That was quick.
I didn't add a class. I just became a second level sorcerer. I got the stuff that I need though. Like I got back intimidating glare. I was missing that terribly.
You liked it?
I very much because like just like in that last fight, like just to be able to glare at something and do it without having to worry about it understanding your language.
Yeah, -4 is
I like
no
it.
joke.
And I'm like +8 on intimidation, so it's like it's actually kind of a key ability to demoralize things for me. And I took more. I took the class feat that lets me have more cantrips. Because I'm like we're like running out of spells. So I gotta leverage cantrips.
I need to make these stupid medicine rolls. I hate to say it. I have to.
What do you mean, just in general?
Yeah, just like to like stabilize, and I think I might just be an expert in medicine. I think that's what I'm going to choose.
Medic.
Well, also, don't forget, there's about 10,000 cool archetypes in the APG now. Advanced Player's Guide.
Oh.
I saw one, but the payoff would just be way too long.
The healer one is incredibly, ridiculously good. I forgot what it's called.
I think it's the medic.
Yeah, it could be.
archetype.
Oh, medic. That was it. It's insane. Well, the only thing is, if you take the medic dedication, you become an expert in medicine, and when you succeed in battle medicine or treat wounds, you get 5 additional HP. Depending on what you do. So it's one of these things. Like you might want to just take your time, John, if you want to look into it. But you can become, you can take cleric. I mean, that's very powerful. My problem is you only get cantrips, and then you have to take more when you want to get level 1.
Yeah.
A shield cantrip is great.
Yeah,
It's really
I'm
good.
wrestling with that because I was actually thinking of taking a caster class, but to start, I would only get, if I do wizard, I would only get like 2 cantrips, which is better than 0.
But as a wizard, you can buy more and put them in your spell book.
Yeah, but I still only have a limited number of slots. Is the problem.
Correct.
But I got magic. Yeah, but I would have magic available, and there is a feat somewhere in the teens where you can get more slots. I forget which level it is available at, but there's a feat in the teens where you can actually get a second slot at each level or whatever, and I'd still have all my other investigator stuff. So it's a partial caster class, but also all the benefits of the investigator.
So you're just gonna send me the things you're buying, Seth?
I could actually just tell you right now. It's really easy.
Okay.
I bought 3 potions of healing, so I have 5 total now.
Minor potions of healing?
Right.
How much of those are 4, right?
Okay.
A couple of additional scrolls of heal, so now I have 4 scrolls of heal.
Well, how many scrolls total?
4.
4 more?
No, 4 total.
What did you have?
Like the 2 additional, 4 total. I have.
Okay.
I possess 4.
Seth, can I give you like 10 gold and get a couple more for like me? Because I can't do scrolls, and you could conceivably heal like the whole party with those. Unless you'd rather me I can just do healing potions too.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Alright,
finish his stuff.
alright,
and then
okay.
Let me get his stuff. Oh my god, next episode we are doing a total thing with Gomez because you're gonna have to go through all this. He's gonna be walking in and with these shopping bags, and he's like, look at what I found. He's just like emptying them out, and all these scrolls go tumbling on the bag.
And then someone's going to cast darkness on him. It'll be unable to read all his scrolls. There's actually, speaking of scrolls, the one thing I was looking at, and speaking of Steve's comment about archetypes, there's a archetype called the Scroll Trickster, where basically you have like a cache of partial scrolls that you can use to piece together temporary scrolls.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
It's kind of neat flavor, but it seemed like it was going to be a long
That's 13 scrolls I have for you. Is there any more?
Exactly. And I have 2 bandoliers. So it's going to be the 13 scrolls, and that gives me 3 left over. it'll be one of the healing potions and the leftover antidote in anti-plague.
You have to redo your character picture, so you have like the bandoliers across your chest. He's like whipping them out.
Yeah.
Cool imagery though. So that would be how much for the scrolls? That would be 52.
It should add up. The Hero Labs was doing the math for me, so it should add up.
Well, you only had 47 gold to begin with, so
Did I don't remember. I think that's right. I don't remember because I think I had like 10 and then whatever I got from this.
well, let's see. You're actually a little over.
How much over?
How much is a bandolier?
Bandolier was a silver piece.
You're 5 gold piece, actually 4.95. Someone needs to spot you 5 gold.
I'll give him 5 gold.
All right, there you go.
Okay,
I figured. So.
good. That makes it easy. Ooh, I'm an expert in will saving throws. Isn't that nice?
You want that?
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, Agents of Edgewatch. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com.